speaking of going up, so there's this, and I'm trying to see where y'all fall on it because I know where I fall on it. There's two conversations being had about rent in Austin right now, right? There are some sites and companies that are reporting rent is down. It's gone down every month this year for the last like 2 or 3 months, right? Average price for a 1 bedroom right now in Austin is like $1,500-$1,600, right? I think that's high.
It is.
I think that's high, but apparently that's on the low end. And there's so there's two conversations being had. I brought some numbers, but before I read them, I was just curious where y'all felt on it. Do y'all think we're a moderately renting city, or do y'all think the rent here is out of control?
I think the rent is out of control, especially, I mean, being that I do work for myself, but before that I was working for Ulta, and they do not pay enough to match what it is that you're paying for, as far as living. So it's ridiculous. Like if you look in New York, that 16 may be on the lower end for them, like, oh, that's a steal, but here in Austin, that shit is ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm
Agreed.
sorry.
I think at this point, a homeless man is about to have to share his tent, because if it's getting to the point where people who are fully employed,
I was not trying to laugh.
If we're getting to a place where people who have full-time employment and have even a high gross income can't even sustain month to month, it's ridiculous.
It is.
So has it ever been that way? I feel like what we earn has always been catching up to the price of things. Or do y'all feel differently?
I feel like things have changed after COVID.
Okay.
I feel like the market took a hit. Overall, everything just took such a big hit. I noticed that after COVID, everything was raised in every capacity.
Yes.
And even thinking as a service provider, services cost more for everyone now. Groceries cost more. Gas is decent.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Yo, so, okay. I kind of fall. So, first of all, yes, I agree. I think $1,500 is steep. I would never pay $1,500 for a 1 bedroom. But I also don't think that like what I'd pay is an indicator of where the market is. I think there's a real number, and that number right now, on average, is $1,500 for just a 1 bedroom. So, I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to make sense of like what it is, but in the grand scheme of things, I feel like our incomes have always been catching up to what to what things cost.
Yeah, I agree.
Do y'all remember y'all's first apartment or first place that y'all bought? Y'all remember what the rent was? No.
I remember. Well, but see, I was sharing a 2-bed, 2-bath with my sister. It was 14, and we was spending $700.
Okay, so 14 for 2.
That's nice.
See, well, my first was in East Texas, which is completely different from here, because here's metropolitanized, there's very rural. So everything in rural countries are, cheaper. But I don't pay that bill. I don't know.
You had to bring
Let me think.
You had
Let's
to.
go with maybe.
Do you remember what it went for?
I think our first.
I hate you, Bree. I really hate you, Bree.
I think our first house was.
You just triggered me.
It's not my fault that I live a princess lifestyle.
I'm trying to get like you.
You just triggered me, but I'm not gonna do it.
Our first house was $1,300.
Okay, a house. Okay. So my first.
No, the houses is different than apartments.
But that's-
like
but-
these
but-
apartments is mortgages.
But
okay?
it's based. But they are equally priced, but it's based on your credit, right?
See, this is my first time in an apartment.
Right, and so like my thing is, I remember my first apartment. It was $750 a month. It was a 1 bedroom. It was probably like 700 square feet, right?
That back.
But that 700 came with valet trash,
Correct.
cable. Like, so I feel like, and even then, like
You were getting the bang for your buck.
exactly.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like what's happening now, like a lot of the stuff I see with apartments in Austin, they're full blown like offering the first 2-3 months of the lease for free, like 6 weeks free, 8 weeks free,
Not mine.
because they realize that they got to do something, and I think that that's now like the bang for buck modification. But I wanted to see what.